Let's talk about the 2020 Ford Bronco, one of the most anticipated vehicles in years. Ford is milking this reveal for all it's worth, and in March of 2018 released this teaser photo of the Bronco draped under a sheet. What does this teaser tell us about the potential off-road capabilities of this vehicle? For my approach, I assumed in the design phase that Ford would target the Jeep Wrangler Rubicon JL, which sits on 255/75 R17-inch tires. Drawing two 32-inch tires and fitting them in the wheel wells and scaling the model nicely, we end up with something like this, and a wheelbase of around 103 inches depending on where you place the wheels relative to the wheel well impressions on the sheet. What does this mean? Well, let's take a look at some contemporary vehicles. Based on the current competition, this Bronco would be slated between the 5th generation 4Runner, which has a 109.8-inch wheelbase, and the two-door Wrangler at 96.8 inches. What is interesting is that Ford has claimed the Bronco will be a 4-door model, and we have to jump clear back to the late 90s to find 4-door vehicles within this wheelbase range. The Jeep XJ rides on a 101.4-inch wheelbase, and the Land Rover Discovery 1 and 2 tackled the Camel Trophy with 100 inches of wheelbase and even had a 7-seat option available. If this scale is reasonably accurate to the final product, what this means to you is that the Bronco is going to handle technical terrain closer to the classic Jeep XJ Cherokee than it is to the 4-door Jeep Wrangler JK or JL. If the Bronco can manage to seat 3 across the rear bench like the Cherokee, this could be the deciding factor for families that need the seating but do not want the 118-inch wheelbase of the current Wrangler JL Unlimited. With 32-inch tires, we can also extrapolate the height and length of the 2020 Bronco, which would be around 170 inches long and 72 inches high. Again, the Jeep Cherokee XJ is around 168 inches long and 64 inches high, but it also came with much smaller tires. 6 feet in height is not that uncommon for newer SUVs, the current 5th generation 4Runner being practically that, the TRD Pro versions being slightly taller. Without knowing the placement of the drivetrain within the frame and undercarriage, it is hard to estimate the breakover angle based on this teaser. However, there are enough folds to estimate the approach and departure angles. Depending on where you draw your lines, you can come up with an approach angle of 39 to 36 degrees and a departure of 27 to 35. These numbers also compare favorably. The current TRD Pro 4Runner claims an approach and departure of 33 and 26 degrees respectively. The JL Wrangler is still the rock-crawling king at 44 degrees of approach and 37 degrees of departure. What this sheet teases is that the Bronco isn't going to be just another crossover with a classic name, like the recently revealed Chevy Blazer. Ford is planning on taking the fight directly to Jeep with a fully capable off-road machine. Throw in an EcoBoost and or turbo diesel, and Ford could also reasonably steal a chunk of the overland market from Toyota by those who loved the boxy shape of the FJ Cruiser and want a rig that is smaller and lighter than the current 4Runner. We still have to wait for the final reveal, but in the meantime, off-road fans have a lot to be hopeful for regarding the 2020 Ford Bronco. What are your thoughts? Please comment below on what you'd like to see from the 2020 Bronco. Also, if you like this video, please show your thanks by subscribing to Ain't Life Great 4x4 and check out some of our other technical videos and trail reviews. Thanks.